Hi everybody, this is Son of the Hunde and doing a little Let's Play playthrough, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to call this a playthrough necessarily. Alright, let's see the story. The year's someone or something has broken into the main defense computer and is blocking access to the backup system. Of course, if the program controlling our nuclear weapons systems is altered, our planet could be reduced to a pile of cinders in seconds. Conflict is unavoidable. The new image transfer system, just now being developed, looks like it will be our last hope. The image transfer system, an amazing process that allows a human mind to be converted to raw binary data, making it possible to travel easily inside computer circuits. But the conversion system is completely untested. Blah blah blah. Mind is changed into raw data. What form will it take when it's reassembled inside the computer? What changes to the psyche could the procedure cause? No one knows. The man chosen for this dangerous mission, Colonel Scott O'Connor. Well-trained in body and spirit and knowledgeable in computer hardware and software. He is the perfect choice. Yeah, that is all very, very good. Now, stretching himself out on the image transfer machine, he is preparing for a trip to try to save his country, his civilization, his people. And this is Kabuki Quantum Fighter! Alright, so this is a weird little NES game, and let's hit start. Alright, so as you can see, game is a little bit like the Matrix. Round 1, start. Alright, and as you can see, I'm a Kabuki guy. And, well, this is going to be a playthrough of sorts, because this game is the kind of game where, it is actually pretty easy to get to the final boss fight, but then the final boss fight, unfortunately, is the type where if you screw it up, then there's really no chance of you winning it on the second go-around. So all of this is happening inside a computer, I suppose. And why is this guy a Kabuki? I think that's going to be shown in the next cutscene. There's a lot of cutscenes in this game, and it's made by HAL, actually. So the guys who made Kirby, and I guess, you know, originally did, or did the original Smash Brothers. I don't know if they... Oh yes, and I think this is, it actually said Human Entertainment on the side, so this might actually be by the Clock Tower people. Incidentally, I actually got Clock Tower just recently as a SNES cartridge, but because it was originally released in Western countries on the Super Nintendo, you'll probably guess that it's a repro. My sister got that for me, but it's really cool. It is really cool. I got this. This game, however, was a present from my sister's boyfriend, and he played this when he was young, and he told me about this, like. Yeah, and this is weird because I had never ever heard of this game prior to this. It does obviously remind me of a lot of other games. This kind of reminds me of the Batman game that's on NES. It's time for the first boss fight. It's kind of weird. Like, most of the levels are just one area, but then level 2 and I think level 5 are sort of level 5 are sort of this is weirdly reminding me actually of Dead or Alive 6 because I've actually been replaying it again after a while. I gotta say, I actually have a review video of Dead or Alive 5 on my main channel. And Dead or Alive 5 is legit one of my favorite fighting games. And I was honestly a little disappointed in Dead or Alive 6. Specifically, I was disappointed in the story mode, but you know, it's growing on me. Attention! An invader in the program area. The defense system in Area 1 has been destroyed. He is proceeding to Area 2. You must find the access point immediately and cut off the invasion route. Oh, they didn't say it. I thought there was supposed to be a cutscene where they explain, like, that this Scott O'Connor's, one of his ancestors was a Kabuki dancer. So, I suppose you could say this game is also a kind of a weird precursor to Assassin's Creed, because, you know, the whole thing about the Assassin's Creed games. Originally, I think, I don't know if this is true for some of the newer ones, but that, you know, that you were reliving your ancestors' lives. I don't know. I stopped playing Assassin's Creed after the second game. That's the weird thing. I actually legit like Assassin's Creed 1, which I think most people consider kind of like now very dated. But the reason I like it is that it's very simple. That's the same reason actually why I like this. Okay, so this game, I said that it's easy to get to the final level. But my sister's boyfriend actually, when he played it, he had kind of forgotten just how hard, or he discovered that this game was actually harder than he... Ooh, there's one of those jaw guys. They remind me of Claptraps from Donkey Kong Country. It hasn't done that before. I suppose because I play a lot. So once you get used to the physics and the hit detection, and to be honest, it is a bit funky. Like this is also like, you don't really jump off that ladder, for instance. You kind of just fall. So you have to give yourself a lot of room. There's those crab guys. I want to call that guy Clawful just because he kind of reminds me of Clawful. Yeah. I don't know how much I want to talk about He-Man stuff because I'm actually, we're going to be doing a Let's Play with Dorapka, hopefully, and I plan to talk a little bit about He-Man stuff with him, so... But I've been watching a lot of new adventures of He-Man. Actually, I just finally did my top 10 She-Ra episodes list, and I'm finally happy to have done that. And I am working on maybe doing the bottom 10 She-Ra episodes at some point. That's going to be a difficult one to do, though, because there aren't, like, too many actually, like, really bad She-Ra episodes. Like, I'm legit about that. Like, that's something that, even though, I think it's a bit hard for me to explain, but on average, you know, your average She-Ra episode is not as bad as a bad He-Man episode is. But I also think on average, even a good She-Ra episode isn't necessarily as good as a good He-Man episode. That might be just personal preference on my part. But I don't know, I get the feeling like there was a little bit more consistency with the writing on... Also, I have other weapons, I'm not using them yet. I might use them in the third boss fight, but that blue bar that says ship is my weapon energy. So kind of like Mega Man. But I'm not using it now because it's so... Because it legit is easier to fight these guys with just whipping my hair back and forth. Alright. So that's the second level boss done. Jesus, I remember there being a cutscene where they explained this whole Kabuki business, and I'm surprised it hasn't come up yet. The Colonel has been apprehended in the program area. Disaster! The Colonel's brain waves have been stopped. His life support system is holding up, but he won't survive long this way. I think I might have skipped it. Oh my god. It was the first cutscene and I skipped it? Jesus. Quick, find another attack route. I'm trying to reach him. Alright. The fusion gun has been added to your arsenal. Yeah, so this is basically the same as the Mega Man weapon get screen between the stages. So, alright. And this level, oh my god. This was the first time, when I played this game for the first time, this is where I got stuck. This game also kind of weirdly reminds me of Metroid a little bit, but Actually not, because this is clearly slightly newer. You know, Metroid came out in '86, I think. And this is clearly newer because in Metroid, that's how you can tell those like first generation NES games from the later ones, is that a lot of times those first generation NES. By the way, I hate this fucking level. The first generation NES games, like the level backgrounds, a lot of times are just like solid colors. So this, what you're seeing here, you're seeing like the, I don't know if that's supposed to be like motherboards, which doesn't actually make any sense because again, we're supposed to be in the computer reality. But those throbbing hearts and things, actually, those kind of remind me a little bit of Splatterhouse, which is quite an interesting game. So in you know what? I'm wasting my time. I was thinking about destroying that wall turret, but it wasn't worth it. Yeah, and the physics of this are really weird. Like the ice, that's supposed to be ice, I think, sort of. But rather than like building up speed, it slows you down, and that is like fucking weird to me. Like you really gotta. And that's the thing that really takes the longest time to get used to, because the physics of this game are just kind of weird. Like they don't like this game doesn't like apply to like traditional traditional platformer physics rules, and that's why it takes a while. Also, the thing that they love to do in this level is that they put those spikes. Then if you jump too high, you'll hit your head and get damaged. So here's one perfect example. I gotta do a little jump here, so I don't hit my head there. Oh, and I screwed that up. And whoa! And that's something you also gotta do, is like just jump straight at the spike thingies. You know, do the opposite of what you would want to do. But that's the thing. If you lollygag, then you won't make it past that, spike thing. Alright, so in this next boss fight, towards the end, I might use the weapon, but I might not. It's actually, it's the robot from level 4. That might actually be the boss fight where I might want to use it. Yeah, this guy is like a piranha plant, tentacle monster thingy. Oh god, and you gotta be careful with that. And he spits acid, kind of like Toxic Seahorse from Mega Man X3. Like that. I kind of like the boss fights in this just because. Oh yeah, now he's Oh god. Ah. So now I only get one quick whip at him, and ooh, but I got lucked out there. Ooh. Yeah, but he's spitting at me. Okay, I'll show up the. Yeah, but he's immune to it when he's pink. Ooh. Oh god. Another game that Minna actually got me for Christmas was she actually got me Mickey Mouse and the Enchanted Castle on Mega Drive. And people know that that's actually one of my favorite Mega Drive games, and because I can actually video capture from the Mega Drive now, that might be a Let's Play we might do together, because goddammit, I love that. That game is one of my all-time favorites. It's it's my favorite Mega Drive or my favorite Mickey Mouse game. At last, our hero has been linked up with the program area and his present location. Having destroyed the defenses in Area 3, he is proceeding into Area 4. Colonel, answer. Colonel O'Connor. This is Scott. Why were the communication lines disrupted after that last big shockwave? Your entry point has been sealed off after you destroyed the defense circuits in Area 3. We found a special circuit, and there is a new batch of enemies. Get to the defense circuits in Area 4 as fast as you can. There we go again. Quantum bombs. Yeah, that's the dynamite. They're very powerful, but they eat up a lot of chip energy. So, yeah. I do like the music, especially in, like, level 3, but, like, that was the level where I first got really stuck. Yeah. Also, I wanted to say about, because I was talking about Dead or Alive earlier, that actually I have had several attempts of trying to make, like, unsuccessful attempts at trying to make the, like, fighting game Let's Plays. And I really I would need a co-host for one of those, because I get so super concentrated on those. It means that I get a one-up from this. Yep. Okay. Ugh. You know, this thing that just looks like mincemeat. Yeah, it's really gross. All this stuff this is really reminding me of Splatterhouse, like the final level of Splatterhouse, which is super disturbing. Still, I would say one of my favorite TurboGrafx games. I haven't done many TurboGrafx Let's Plays, and well, well, the only one I've done is Rondo of Blood. But I probably could do Bonk the Caveman one of these days. The thing is, like, they announced the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, and I hate those creepy phases. Now I can keep attacking this trilobite thingy, but eventually he'll just make enough room for me so I can... Actually, I remember when I was doing Mega Man X8 and I got upset because they said trilobite. But apparently that might just be another pronunciation for it, like, so... I've always heard it as trilobite, but whatever. It's like, I'm done trying to correct people's pronunciations on anything because it's a lost cause. I know that sounds bad because I'm an English teacher, but, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, whatever way you think is the correct way to pronounce it, somebody has to pronounce it differently. And don't get me wrong, like, some mispronunciations are fun. Like, well, perfect example is when I say herb in the Resident Evils. But I get the feeling like people might have gotten the impression that I legitimately think that's how you're supposed to say that word. Yeah. That's another one. I need to do another Resident Evil Let's Play one of these points. Okay, so this fight. Ugh. So, the main robot is not the problem. The problem is like those little drones that are flying around, so you gotta get rid of those first. Come on, one more hit. Yes, got him. Alright, and then you just... Yeah, I hate this. Because you gotta bait him into shooting like that. And my reaction time's gotten really bad on those. He hit me. He's gonna come after me in a minute. Yeah, like that. And it's just gonna keep going back and forth until I've done some damage to him. Actually, I think I'm gonna... Oof. Yeah, and there's something about... Okay, it's just this boss fight. For some reason... Yeah, now he's almost done. And I'm out of circuit energy. Alright. Nope. Yes. God damn it. Yeah, for some reason the jump glitches out in this boss fight. I've had a lot of issues, especially in this room. Oh god. Yeah, no, and now I gotta wait for him to do his bullshit. Like, I got plenty of hit points. Like, I'm not doing so bad. Like, I'm not doing, like, terrible or anything, but still. Yep. Alright, he's done. Yes. Alright, next up is level 5, and actually, level 5 has the easiest boss of the bunch. But, yeah, there is no 6th level, but there, after the 5th boss fight is boss number 5, it's actually, we just go straight for the final boss. We have pinpointed the enemy's invasion route. It's coming up on the monitor. Wait! Look at the monitor! It's the Hyperion research satellite! But I thought it had been lost years ago! Are you sure it's the Hyperion? Of course I'm sure, but it looks like it's being controlled by the computer, our own satellite, used in battle against us. But I thought all of our space bros were built with a self-destruct device. Can't we just blow it up? It's not that simple. The program to run it is stored in Area 5. There's no way to get at it. We can't get at it. Great writing, guys. Colonel! Did you hear that? Can you get in and knock out the defense system in Area 5? Roger. On my way. I'm not keeping any consistency with these characters. You can now use the remote control Bolo. Oh yeah, that's the final weapon, and that's what you need in the final boss fight. So it might actually be beneficial in this level to just not use your special weapons at all and just wait until you get like full chip energy. Yeah, the music in this level... Oh yeah, and that's another thing that this actually reminds me of. This kind of reminds me of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, which is a point-and-click adventure game and based on Harlan Ellison's short story. And Harlan Ellison is actually the evil computer in that. So that's about like I said, it's about an evil computer that in the future has killed all except the three humans on Earth, and it is a very, very depressing and disturbing story. And the adventure game that they made based off of it is it's not fully faithful, but it was done with like Ellison's like full support. But it's the kind of adventure game where, honestly, if you want to see what that's like, I would recommend rather watching a playthrough of it, as opposed to, it's also one of those adventure games that actually has multiple endings. That's a game that I would recommend rather watching for yourself than playing, because, you know, people know me, I love point-and-click adventure games, and even I tried playing that, and I did not do so good in that. It's mostly because it's one of those adventure games where you have to make, like, the correct choices if you want to get like the happy ending, and I you know, screwed myself over big time, because getting the happy ending in that is really hard. See, it's really fascinating, really dark, and a really dark game as well. But it's one of those games that's maybe more fun to watch than it is to play for yourself. I had a kind of similar experience with the 13th Doll just recently, because that game has like 5 endings, and all of them except one are kind of dark. I might actually do that Let's Play as well. I'm just the thing that I'm really wondering about is, should I do the 11th hour first? That's the shitty sequel to The Seventh Guest, which is not the full title. The full title of the game is just 11th Hour, the sequel to The Seventh Guest. Oh god, I forgot how to... I'm gonna have to do this. Yeah, so this was the other level where it has this, like, I kind of like that blue guy. Like, he seems... Like, his art style seems to clash completely with this game's, like, you know, aesthetic, but at the same time, I think it's kind of funny. Yeah, I hate that I'm using the weapons, but there's no other way for me to really get at that guy. Speaking of dark shit, I haven't watched it yet, but I finally got the, It Chapter 2 on, DVD. And, the reason I haven't seen it because I didn't get to go to the movie theater when it was out. So now I'm thinking of correcting that. It was... I actually did not go to the theater a lot last year. I feel really bad about that, because I usually go to the movie theater at least like 10 times a year. But last year, especially towards the end of the last year, like, there were for reasons I was not able to go to the theater as often. I did go see the new Aladdin. Thought it was pretty good. And, my opinion of those Disney live-action remakes of their classic movies, like, I do think they're kind of dumb, but the Aladdin one was pretty good. I'll say that much. And the only other one that I've seen is the Beauty and the Beast remake, and that one is passable. I didn't like the things that they changed from the original that much, and the main thing that I hate about both that and the Aladdin movie is that I do not like the new songs that they put in. Like, I like the fact that they tried to make Jasmine a little bit more like, you know, a more developed character in that. Because, you know, Jasmine, you know, I hate, you know, it's unfortunate, but yeah, Jasmine is a slightly underdeveloped character in the original Aladdin. She is a fucking hottie, for sure. I don't think, well, okay, we're getting into, oh my god, getting into the Disney, cartoon crushes, discussion again. There is a time limit, by the way. I haven't commented on it because it's not really an issue for me, but yeah. In this level, luckily, it's very generous. I failed this level really hard a few times, and I still made it to the end before the time ran out. Oh god. Ugh. Alright. Okay, but getting back to the, you know... Oh, come on. Yeah, those treadmills are a bitch. Alright. Getting into the cartoon crushes discussion again. I don't mind. I actually like talking about that because it is something that I think everybody has experienced. Everybody's had like one cartoon character that they definitely had a crush on. And I do mean crush as in not like, you know, a sexual thing. But you know, I've said it before that Gadget was my original cartoon crush. But I will admit that when I was younger, I also kind of had a thing for Ariel. Nowadays, I don't. I mean, it wouldn't be age appropriate anyway, but, you know, Ariel's a bit of a bitch, to be honest. And kind of selfish, too. Like, you know, she's... I do not, you know, people don't know this about me. I don't like The Little Mermaid at all. Except in a slightly ironic way. But Jasmine, holy hell, I definitely thought Jasmine was... Even as a little kid, like, she made my knees weak. Yeah. She makes my knees... Jasmine still makes my knees weak. What am I talking about? Yeah, okay, this is the easiest fucking boss fight in the world. This is basically the same as fighting, Eagle in the original Street Fighter. The way you fight Eagle in the original Street Fighter, by the way, is that you duck and you keep punching him in the dick repeatedly. Him and Lee, actually, but you get up on the robot's shoulder and you keep punching him in the face. Okay, oh god, I think I might not make it. Jesus. Because the hard part is not, the boss fight has 2 phases, so I'm gonna give it the old college try, but I think I might not make it. I don't have enough chip energy, I think. I wasted too much. We have failed. The enemy has deactivated the Hyperion self-destruct program. Is there anything we can do on this end? Nothing. Well, maybe there is something we can do. If we can get the Colonel into Hyperion's main computer, he might be able to reactivate it directly. It's our only chance. This is Scott. I heard what you said. Get me there now. Is that okay, Colonel? The transmission program is running now. Okay. So the first phase of this fight is ridiculously easy. But the second phase is almost completely impossible if you don't use the best weapon. And I don't think I have... Ugh. I say that and I immediately get hit. Yeah, this reminds me a lot of the ending of Splatterhouse. And it kind of reminds me of the ending of Contra as well. Never finished Contra, but I obviously know what the ending is like. Like 8-bit organs. Yikes. I mean organs as in, like, you know, the stuff on the inside of a person. Not as in the instrument. Oh god. I just reminded of probably the most juvenile Monkey Island joke ever. And there's a lot to pick from Monkey Island too, but it's like, it's the Gorilla's crime file on Fat Island in Monkey Island 2. I don't remember what the Gorilla's name is. Was it literally Manila Gorilla? He had a Manila envelope that had all the stuff in it. It says, charged with grinding his organ in public, and then there's like a grind organ in the in the thing, in the envelope. Oh god. Yeah, this part is easy because you know when to hit him. But in the second phase, that thing is gonna blow up, and then it's just gonna be the stalk. And the only way you can do damage to him is when it's loads up the laser. All right, and now I gotta get. Here's the probe. Gotta get the probe ready, or the bolo. It said. But it's gonna like you're gonna see it's gonna like swarm around him and do damage for a little while. Ah, and I took damage. Oh god, and I almost screwed myself up there. Yep. I gotta... The thing about this is, like, you have to use that until you run out of energy, which I just did. Yeah, so he's only vulnerable when that part comes out where he shoots the laser. Come on, one more time. Come down, you fuck. No! Oh god. Alright, I know I'm not gonna win now, but I'm gonna give it the try. I have 2 continues, I haven't used either one of them. You know what, I don't know if Aqualung has ever done a video on this game. He should. This is pretty, because this would be the kind of game, well, you know, not to say that there's, but it would be an interesting experience, I would say. Yeah, I've never ever heard of this game before, so I don't know. But this is kind of interesting. This is always you do always kind of find. This is the reason why the NES and the Mega Drive are kind of my favorite consoles, because, you know, everybody knows, of course, the famous games, but then there's just a bunch of weird, completely weird, obscure games, like this one. My jump is actually bugging out a little bit there. I don't know if it's just me changing direction in mid-air that does it, but that might be. It's so annoying. It's so annoying that this really starts to feel like one of those Sigma fights from Mega Man X, because that first part is so easy. It's so easy. But then it comes to this part, and it's so goddamn hard. Damn it. Like that yeah. I got so many like extra lives. Oh dear. Oh, that went badly. Hey, I'm not gonna win this fight, so I'm gonna just show off a few of these weapons. I'll show you dynamite. Yeah. Doesn't do a whole lot. And now I'm out of energy already. Yeah. I hate these things. Like, these things are completely pointless. Like, I mean, sure, maybe you could do something, but you're just open for attack when you're on these fucking clingy things. So it's not worth the aggravation. And I did not hit him once. That's the thing, like, that's the really annoying thing. Like, you hit a lot higher with that hair than it looks. It's not like, you know, if this was Castlevania, I would be right on the ball with this. But it's not, it's Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Okay, don't know what happened there. He only shot 2 fireballs. Ah! I hate that too, when he just stops just above where you could whip him. Like, this can be just a fight of attrition, like, if I stay focused long enough. Damn it! Oh god, got him down to just 2 units of health. Damn it. I don't want... You know what? I'm gonna wait until all my extra lives are done. But now I'm gonna be so goddamn concentrated for this. And there is a level skip code, which, I don't know if you start this fight with, like, full... Or if you start the game with full, like, chip energy. I don't think you do. So, the level skip code wouldn't necessarily even be very useful. But also, it's like one of those level skip codes where you have to, like, hit left, like, 16 times or some ridiculous number like that. And then a bunch of the other directions as well. So, I think I'm gonna... After this fight, I'm gonna call it quits if I don't get it now. Because I don't want to bore you guys. It's been this video's going to be pretty long anyway. I keep losing too many lives. Or too many hit points. This is not gonna go well. Damn it! So goddamn close to. Oh my god! Jesus. Alright, that was a surprise. Alright. Yep. And if you let the credits roll at the end, there's like a sound test. Alright. That's just gonna count up all my points, like, that's gonna matter. Oh yeah, but it did have this image of the satellite blowing up. A message from Hyperion. Mission accomplished. The self-destruct program has been reconnected. Were you able to recover the Colonel? Not yet. Of course, if he was still inside that program when Hyperion blew up. This is Scott, control room. Can you hear me? Colonel, we had given you up for dead. I like to return to my body now. Can you pick me up at the access point? Roger. Yeah, I want to say Colonel like that because of Metal Gear. The Hyperion research satellite has been blah blah blah. Yeah, then it goes into this stupid little thing as it's like we gotta be ever vigilant. That sound test is pretty cool that happens at the end, but yeah, that's about it. Alright, so that has been Kabuki Quantum Fighter. So see you on the next one. Bye bye.